Periodically on this podcast, we like to hand the mic to a nonprofit in the community where we live and work. Organizations making a real difference close to home. Today, that's WellStrong, a Cape Cod nonprofit where wellness, peer support, and community help people recover from substance abuse disorder. Executive Director Alicia Conlin joins us to share her own journey in recovery, how WellStrong's evidence-based coaching works, and why surrounding yourself with the right people matters. And Alicia points out there's much more to WellStrong than just a fitness center. It's a myriad of community services that support recovery every day. We have a great show for you, so grab a cup of coffee, sit back, relax, and welcome to Monkey Business Radio. Hello, everyone. I'm Chris Collins, and as always, I'm here with Dennis Siggins of the Cape Cod Gutter Monkeys, or those on the Cape might know him as Bobby Downspout. So, hello, Bobby. How are we doing?
Doing good, Chris. How you been?
Good. Today, we got an interesting episode. We're doing something a little off track. Every once in a while, we like to have a local community charity in, give them some airtime, allow them to tell their story. And today, we're very fortunate to have with us Alicia Conlin of WellStrong in Falmouth. So welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, we're excited to hear about your journey, the business that you're now working for. You're a full-time employee with WellStrong, Executive Director. Is that correct?
I am. I'm the Executive Director of WellStrong.
Great. Do you want to kind of dive in maybe and just give us some background on WellStrong?
Yeah, absolutely. So WellStrong is a 501c3 nonprofit organization. We are located at 180 T-Ticket Highway in East Falmouth, right across the street from T-Ticket Park. And there we have our wellness center. So Our wellness center is a support system for people in recovery from substance use disorder. And we offer a variety of different programming that helps people find their community.
Okay. I think you're known for the gym itself. You have a gym for people to come in and work out and work with counselors.
We do. Yep. So we have a full gym. In that gym, we have Pelotons, we have cardio equipment, we have free weights. But a lot of our other programming that I feel like people aren't aware of are our peer support programming. We have a peer wellness coaching program, and that is a grant-funded opportunity for people of less than a year of sobriety to come in and get paired up with one of our peer wellness coaches, and they are certified to take our clients through the WHAM program. So for those who don't know what the WHAM program is, it's Whole Health Action Management. It's evidence-based. And what we do is we take your traditional recovery coaching and we pair it with wellness. So we don't believe recovery is a cookie cutter process. So every individual gets an individualized plan with their coach. They meet weekly one-on-one, and then they meet as a group, as a cohort to build relationships and work on goals together.
So your coaches themselves, are they ex-clients of yours, or how do they become a coach?
So they self-identify as being in recovery themselves.
Okay.
We believe that peer aspect is crucial, especially for individuals who are new in recovery, to have somebody who can identify with. We get a lot of recommendations through the Cape Cod Community College. So the community college provides a recovery coaching certification, and we provide internships to those recovery coaches. And if it turns out to be a great fit and we have the funding for it and we can add an additional coach, that is how we've been able to maintain this program. And
that's interesting. So it's in the community college?
Correct.
Oh, wow. I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Is that a unique program for the Cape, or can you find that elsewhere?
So you can find it online, but I mean, why do something online that you can do in person and be in a cohort with other people and meet people with, that are like-minded and also in recovery?
Wow. Very interesting.
Alicia, what is your mission statement? Do you have one?
We do have a mission statement.
Tell me about that.
So it's on our website, and I'm not going to recite it verbatim.
Okay.
So we provide wellness opportunities for people in recovery from substance use disorder by providing peer support, fitness, and community support. So the way that we work with that mission is just not inside our brick and mortar at our wellness center. It's also by us doing like boots on the ground work, being out in the community, attending community events, having peer support navigators go out and find and meet people who are in recovery, but integrating that wellness aspect, because that is definitely the missing gap. A lot of individuals who come out of treatment centers, they're pointed to go to AA meetings or go to NA meetings, and there isn't much else for people in recovery to do and find community outside of meetings. And we have found that wellness is a huge piece to that recovery.
Oh, yeah, I can imagine.
Group. Yeah.
I always joke with Dennis, and half serious half the time, but it's, running, I still run and all the time, do a lot of hiking and stuff like that. And for me, it is mental health. I don't know how much I would have spent on psychology. I mean, without running, it is my mental health break. I always feel so much better after exercising, and no matter what I'm going through. So I can imagine that would be a huge part.
Yeah. And when you feel good, then you want to continue to do good things, right? And then fuel your body the right way. And, maybe not listen to negative music or have those negative conversations. And so.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
So how did this all get started? It's a nonprofit. It's a fairly large organization in terms of, you have a brick and mortar place, you're out in the community. How did this all get started?
So our founder, Amy Doherty, started WellStrong. Our 501c3 status came in 2017. And so originally how it started is she had a brother who unfortunately passed away from a heart disease, not from substance use related, but he struggled with substance use. Her father also struggled with substance use. He is now in recovery. He's been in recovery for several decades. But when she was watching her brother struggle, she was researching different resources that could be available to him. And she knew for herself that when she was diagnosed with Lyme's disease, that wellness and mindfulness and meditation was super important to her journey. And that really helped her get through her through her Lyme's disease. And so when she was researching stuff for her brother, she couldn't find anything. There was no sober gym, no recovery wellness opportunities. And so WellStrong was born. She was like, well, what if I, created an organization that had a wellness center or a fitness gym for people in recovery. So originally it started out with our fitness programming. That was like a main part of our programming was the fitness classes and the gym. All of the peer support has been added throughout the years as we've seen that has been instrumental to people who come into our center having access to another individual who is in recovery and can provide support to them.
Wow. So she did all that from that one thing off of Lyme disease and the combination of her background and her family. That's amazing.
And she's a runner too. She was always active, participated in triathlons. And when WellStrong first started, that's how a lot of our members got involved was she would sign them up for different races and triathlons. And the David Lewis 5K was merged from all of this.
It's kind of interesting. Now that's the second charity that we've had in, both running based at some point, which is interesting because Dennis and I, our background is linked through running.
Yeah, Chris and I were teammates in high school. Yeah, we were runners.
On the track team?
We were good track runners too, but our real sport at our high school was cross country. We were very good, and we had a really dedicated coach. It is funny, though, because I think I often say that, like you and me and Mark Bogdan and guys that we ran with in high school, we all still run, and we're all part of this sort of early, maybe the first group of kids that didn't stop their athleticism right after high school or right after college. And, Andy, my partner, he wasn't a runner. He was a soccer player, but he rides a bike now, and he's very healthy. I still run. I still ride a bike. I do swim. I live on a lake. I like to do open water swims, but I have a gym at home. We have a gym here too in our company, but I still exercise pretty regularly. And didn't everybody tell us back in the day, Chris, running's bad for you. It's going to ruin your knees. Yeah. Lifting weights is bad for you. It's going to ruin your joint. This is what we were all told back in the 70s. You got to stop this stuff and you got to act your age. Yeah. But now look at the change. This is where people are turning to. Yeah. And it's true what Chris says. I think for me, exercise is my yardstick measure. It's my barometer. It lets me know how I'm feeling and how I'm doing. And if I miss a day, I don't feel very good. If I miss 2 days in a row, other people know I don't feel good. So I hardly ever miss a day. Yes, it keeps everything balanced. Yeah, it does.
So let's talk a little bit about, too, you're reaching out into the community. You do, besides just having your brick and mortar, like you said, you do some things out in the community. There's a couple of different things you want to and I think you're expanding as well. You mentioned in the pre-show that you were expanding the business as well, at least.
Yeah. So we attend a lot of community events. So you'll probably see us at different opportunities where we can set up a table, meet people out in the community. We have a peer support navigator program where they are going out into the community, meeting people where they're at, directing them to resources. We provide community events. So 2 of our annual events that we put on, one is the WellStrong Fun Run, and that takes place in the beginning of June. And that is sponsored by the Patrick Graham Foundation. And what that is, it's just like a fun event for people to come out and bring their family, bring their kids, bring their friends, and you do a half-mile run around T-Ticket Park. And during that course, there are about 20 different obstacles that you have to overcome.
Oh, fun. It would be fun.
It's hilarious. It's actually very challenging. When we first created it over 3 years ago, we kept upping the ante. We would be like, oh no, we can add 5 more to that challenge. That wouldn't be that hard. Oh, by the time you were halfway through, you're like, there's more? I have to do more? And you end the whole challenge with this huge bouncy house at the end, obstacle course. So we have food trucks there. We have arts and crafts for the kids. And it's just a good way to help reduce that stigma that recovery can be fun. There are things that you can do with your friends and family outside of that. And we, invite everybody to come to that. The other one is our event that's actually happening this Saturday on the 27th, the Falmouth Gus Canty Center, the recreational center. And that is for Recovery Month. So September is Recovery Month, and that we partner with the Falmouth Recovery Center. And we put on a large event where a ton of different organizations and resources come in. They set up, we have multiple speakers, we have food, we have stuff for the kids and for the family. And just so that people are aware of what's going on and what's accessible to them.
How do you get your word out there about these certain events and things?
Social media. We also have a great relationship with Coxon Media, with Cape Cod Radio. So they advertise us, and a lot of it is doing our outreach and, reaching out to other organizations. And we have a member list of over 2,000 individuals that we send it to. We also have a donor list of about 3,000 individuals. So, we're pushing out information to about 5,000 people monthly about upcoming events and ways that they can get involved and participate. And
it's great. It's great because it's got to be a huge community out there. If you think about all the people that are in recovery in the state, on the Cape and whatnot, it must be a very large number.
Falmouth is a huge recovery center hub. I think with all the local treatment centers that come out to the Cape, a lot of people, once they're here and they make friends and they meet people, they don't want to leave.
Right. Yeah.
I'm one of them.
Yeah. Why don't we talk a little bit about your story too? Because you came to this, guess you mentioned that you're one of just 2 employees, full-time employees.
Correct.
For the fund. It's a pretty large organization in terms of fundraising. Touch on that too a little later. But so why don't we tell, if you'd like to tell your story, how you came to this job.
Yeah, absolutely. So I am a person in recovery myself. I celebrated 8 years back on June 25th.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
That's great.
I came to the Cape to get sober back in 2017. So I was in the retail and corporate world for most of my life. My last job before WellStrong was at TJX. I was an allocation analyst, and my life I was struggling. And I don't think people really knew to the extent that I was struggling because I was masking a lot of it. I willingly went to treatment. I ended up at Recovering Champions out in Falmouth. And after treatment, I moved into a sober home, and I wanted to stay on Cape because I felt like I found my home. Flash forward, WellStrong was just being started back when I had about 6 months of sobriety. I heard about it at an AA meeting, and I thought it was really cool. Wellness was always a part of my life. I've played sports my whole entire life, everything from softball to basketball to volleyball to gymnastics. I think my mom enrolled us in everything to keep us very busy and active.
You were busy.
Yeah, with 2 younger sisters also enrolled in everything. So I knew that wellness was always something I could go back to. Back in 2021, it was presented to me that there was an opportunity for a full-time position as a program director. I was in the middle of getting my yoga certification, my 200 hours, and it felt like a perfect fit. So I started at WellStrong as the program director, and I was voted into the executive director position back in the last March. So March of 2024.
Wow. So you've been there for a while now, at least a year, almost going on.
For the ED position,
Yeah, so. Great. So how do you find the job? Your interest, is it everything you thought it was going to be, or is it it a lot more of a lot of podcasts and
I loved my role as the program director because I got to be in it with the members. Like I was part of the day-to-day, and as the ED, the founder is the one who really pushed that I could do this job. She worked very closely with me as the program director, and she's the one who really believed in me that I could do this. And I love my job. I don't wake up in the morning and think, why do I have to do this?
Yeah,
I'm like, I get to do this.
Yeah.
I get to be a voice for people in recovery, and I get to help them find what makes them feel whole.
Yeah. Yeah. So what exactly does the executive director do?
Everything.
If it's only two employees,
everything.
2 full-time employees, it must be making the coffee and.
Oh, yes. I have to say, my staff is truly wonderful. Like, I don't have to be at the wellness center every day for it to open and close and function and for things to get done. Our peer mentors that are there are phenomenal. Our fitness instructors, phenomenal. Everyone shows up, they do their job, they play their role. As far as for me and my development director, we are the only full-time staff. So it means we are wearing a lot of hats. So I am HR, I am marketing, I am payroll, I am IT, I am, you think of it and name it. I have about 25 employees that report directly to me.
Wow.
So days are very, very busy, but it's extremely worth it. And I wouldn't, the only thing I would change is we are going to be promoting that we are hiring a new program director, which will make things a lot easier
on you. Yeah.
Sure.
So about the fundraising, I'm always curious, the fundraising. I'm involved in a charity out in Helena, Montana for a school in Uganda. And the fundraising is always the part that's so cringy to me because I have such a hard time with it.
Why? It's fundraising.
I always tell this story when we get on this topic, but when I was a kid growing up, we went to St. Bridget's in Framingham.
Oh, yeah.
And we were always raising money. And I had 7 brothers and sisters, and 4 of us were at St. Bridget's at the same time. So they all send us home with seed catalogs, and you have to sell seeds or
pies,
candy bars or Christmas wrapping, So I can just see my neighbors on the street, saying, "Oh, here come the Collins kids with the wrapping again this year." It's Framingham, So it was just awful. I just dreaded it. And it's carried on all my life now, even to this point. And so now I'm getting involved in fundraising there, and it's part of the most difficult part for me. But yeah, so you must be involved because it's a fairly large budget. What is your budget there?
It's around $500,000.
Wow, yeah. That's big.
It is quite large.
That's right. How do you raise that money? So
So the breakdown is currently about half of our income is from our fundraising events that we participate in. So we have an annual gala called Celebrate WellStrong that takes place in April every year. We participate in EJ Jackstimer's Charter Cup fishing tournament in July.
Interesting. Yeah.
It's very fun. And then we participate in the Falmouth Road Race every year.
Okay. All right. So for the fishing tournament, what do you sponsor a team or something like that? Or?
So we have our own team.
Cool.
Bruce Kelly is our captain. He's been our captain, him and Bill Gibson ever since we've done it. And they are at the forefront. So they're actually actively out fundraising on behalf of WellStrong.
Oh, cool.
And then they go out and they fish.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
Great. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
It is. It's a cool event.
I guess fundraising can be fun if you do it right.
It definitely can. Everyone is a fundraiser.
Yeah. All right.
I don't know anything about recovery, but I do know that there's certain concepts that work in business and in life. And one of them that just sort of came back to me as I was listening to you is in business, we always say, 7s and 8s hire 9s and 10s, and 3s and 4s hire 1s and 2s. And we've all seen examples of each of these. And in life, we say that, 7s and 8s surround themselves with 9s and 10s, and 3s and 4s surround themselves with 1s and 2s, and they don't know why. And I could see the importance of somebody who's in recovery choosing to surround himself or herself with the proper people. I would guess, I don't know for sure, but I would guess that one possible reason for that recovery wouldn't work is that a person may not surround himself with the right people before, during, and after recovery. Sometimes before recovery, that's why you would probably end up with poor habits. But I would say during recovery and post-recovery that it would be essential to surround yourself with the right types of people. If you're a 3 or a 4 and you keep surrounding yourself with 1s and 2s, you're probably not going to have a successful recovery. But if you're a 3 and a 4 and you begin to surround yourselves with 7s and 8s, pretty soon you become a 7 and an 8. I think it's true in everything. I think it's true in business and in life. And I suspect it's probably true when it comes to recovery. Is that probably accurate?
You summed it up perfectly. We see that all the time. And what our community does, it helps people get to a next level. There's an accountability factor that happens when you come to WellStrong. People start to notice that you're there. Our peer mentors get to know you. Our instructors get to know you. You miss a week or two, you're getting a phone call from one of us checking in.
Yeah.
How are you doing? What's going on? We haven't seen you in a while. Because we want you to succeed. We want you to be in recovery long term.
Yeah, I think it's amazing too, that one program where you can come for a whole year with no cost.
Yeah.
Have a one-on-one peer trainer or peer mentor and be able to work with him for a solid year. I mean, if you make it through that year, I got to think your success rate is pretty high.
Oh, yeah. We talk about recovery capital. It's a way to kind of scale the person's potential of staying in long-term recovery.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a lot of factors that go into it. But yeah, the consistency and showing up with a community that are like 9s and 10s that you're surrounding yourself with boost your recovery capital, and it brings the relapse rate down tremendously.
Yeah, I can imagine.
So our peer wellness coaching program has a 90% success rate. Wow. Because when people are involved and they're in it and they're held accountable to having to show up and participate and work on specific goals, we don't see them relapsing after.
I could think that if you got this message out there enough across the Cape and across these areas, you could see a huge influx of people.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's just got to be so many people in recovery. It's just, like you said, it's one of those things you kind of can hide and, cover. And a lot of people, there is a shame factor to it. You don't want to admit it.
Absolutely.
But to get in a program like this is amazing. And I love the fact that you guys bring in, your own clients, people who were once your clients and now they're peer mentors. And it's just incredible.
Yeah.
Turn people's lives around. It's very impressive.
Especially with the high level of recovery. I've heard estimates as low as 3 to 5%. I've heard these, and again, it's hard to believe today's mainstream media because everything is slanted, everything is biased one way or the other. But I've heard estimates as low as 3 to 5%. I don't know if it's true or not, and I don't know what the basis is.
It used to be 10%. So it could have dropped, with COVID happening. We saw a huge influx in substance use. After COVID.
After COVID,
yes.
yeah.
A lot of people resorted to drinking and using drugs to cope with everything that was happening. Yep. So I can imagine the statistics probably have dropped with the number of people who are now, actively using.
Yeah, I'm amazed with this program because seems like such a natural thing because of our running background and our experience just with running. It just seems like such a natural thing that it would just fit in so nicely with a recovery program of any type, I guess, anything from substance abuse, even, weight issues or any sort of thing like that. It would just be amazing. PSTD, like we're talking on our last podcast, the program that they had there for sort of a wellness program for treating PSTD. So
it's PTSD.
PTSD. What did I say?
Close.
PSTD. I do that all the time.
It's your dyslexia.
And it is.
Yeah. I'm right there with you.
The NFL and the NLF. NLF. MBL. Used to drive my kids crazy. It took me like 2 years to say Tesla correctly. It was calling it Tesla or something like that. I had it stuck in my brain. It would drive my kids absolutely insane. So after a while, I just gave up and just kept doing it just to kind of drive them crazy anyway. But I do that all the time. Yeah.
I was talking with some people in the last week or so, and we were talking about the 7s and 8s and the 3s and 4s, and it's so applicable. And we talked about it in its regards to business. It's a basic principle that people in business, if they've never heard it put that way, they get it right away. They know exactly. And that's how we grow businesses, and that's how we build successful teams at work, is by hiring the best people. And sometimes you can see at work, you bring in one guy that shows up late, he misses days. We can't put up with that. We can't, because then the crew chief says, he's on my crew and now I'm short one man today. And it just works its way into the fabric of the organization and the culture of the organizations. You can't have it. Everybody has to be on the same page. And that's why I personally continue to try to find the best people available. I'm not saying that I'm not a 10. I consider myself maybe an 8.5, but I like to surround myself with 9s and 10s. You are the average of the 5 people that you most closely relate to.
Absolutely.
And so who are those 5 people, and are they your attorney, your banker, your financial planner, your best friends? I mean, who are those 5 people that you most closely relate to? Hopefully they're not the guys that you drink with at the bar.
Right.
Hopefully they're not the people that you party with and that you do drugs with. Because if they are, you have surrounded yourself with the lowest common denominator, and that's where the problems not only start. And again, I don't know about recovery, but I know about life in general.
Yeah, I mean, we talk about this in the programs like in AA and NA with sponsorship, and we talk about this at WellStrong a lot. I know I'll speak for myself. When I was looking for a sponsor when I was newly sober, they always say like go into the halls and hear other women speak and, find someone that you want what they have. Well, when you're in active addiction, a lot of what we want is material items, right? Like we want the cars or the houses or, whatever it may be to make us feel good because we think if we have all that stuff, it's going to make us feel better.
Mm-hmm.
But what I slowly learned is that I wanted more of the peace aspect. And so when I went out and I looked for a woman to sponsor me, I ended up finding a woman who was 70 years old who had my future life that I wanted. Like she was at peace with her life. Like nothing ruffled her. Like she was unshakable. And I think when you're looking for those types of people, you got to kind of look a little bit forward, right? Because you don't want to be surrounding yourself with a ton of people that are already living in your circumstance.
Yeah, right.
You want to be looking for individuals and mentors that are maybe a couple of chapters ahead of you where you're like, my ideal life would actually look like that. And they're living it, right?
And plus you did something, you mentioned that you moved to the Cape. So you separated yourself completely from your world. I
changed
that's
people,
amazing.
Places and things.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one thing to kind of, stop seeing your friends or stop hanging around doing your usual routines and things like that. But you made a complete change. You left a job. It sounded like it was a very good job at TJX to come to the Cape. And well, you're here today, so it worked out. But that was a big leap.
Big leap of faith. Yeah. But I wanted it. And I think that is something that, a lot of people are like, I don't understand why this person can't grasp recovery. They can't grasp it. And to me, it's like they need this much willingness, like the smallest amount of willingness that their life can be completely different. And every day they have to take another step forward. It doesn't have to be a full step, but it can be a smaller step. Yeah. And your whole life, your whole trajectory can change. Yeah. Yeah. And you've really changed your direction. Yeah.
I mean,
well, you were committed.
Very.
You had to be committed to make that kind of a step. It's huge. So we've flirted with alcohol addiction, drug addiction. Do you ever get people that come to your program that have no substance abuse issues, but they're addicted to spending? They've spent themselves into bankruptcy. Yeah. Do you ever, that's an addiction?
Right. So
do people ever come to you with that and only that?
Well, so our mission is specifically substance use.
Oh, it's substance abuse.
To attend in our programming, you have to identify with substance use. But a lot of our people who suffer from substance use, there's many arms and legs to addiction. So when they get in recovery, they turn to shopping, right? And they start spending all their money that they have because they no longer have the drugs and alcohol. The drugs and the alcohol are just a symptom to recovery, right? Like it's deeper than that. It's a spiritual malady is what we like to talk about it of. It's a big gaping hole. So when you put down the drugs and the alcohol, a lot of times people think, oh, my life is instantly going to get better. Yeah. But no, your addiction, it's going to find something else.
Yeah, it's going to find another outlet.
Find food, codependency, gambling, shopping.
I remember my dad had experience with alcohol. He had got it under control eventually. He had some health issues that scared him, so he got it under control. But he remembers, he always used to talk about, and to this day, my mom's house, he's gone now, but still at my mom's house, there's a cookie drawer there. That was his cookie drawer.
Yeah.
Because once he gave up alcohol, you still have that need for the carbs and whatever that he had to replace, the cravings and like that. And so that's what he started doing. He started eating. I never saw him eat sweets until then. But then he started and he developed this thing. And it became a kind of a joke, having his cookie jar. It was in the cookie drawer. And so we used to go. To this day, I'll go in my house. And
what kind of cookies were in there?
Oh, there's all kinds of things. He liked the marshmallow, those chocolate marshmallow things. And all
yeah.
I would think Oreos.
Yeah, I was actually thinking Oreos myself.
No, he was a Keebler. He liked a lot of the Keebler ones, things like that. And to this day, I go in the house. I joke with my mom all the time. I see my mom all the time. I go in there. And I always joke I can't go through the kitchen without opening up the
seeing what's in there.
Seeing what's in there. But it's kind of interesting. Where you say it pops out in some other direction, some other piece of your life becomes unstable from that.
Yeah. And that's where we try to fit in those coping tools, right? Mm-hmm. Like instead of maybe going to the cookie jar, like maybe you lace up your sneakers and you go for a run. Right. Right. Or you sit down and you do a 15 meditation. Yeah. There's so many different tools that we can use when we're feeling some type of way, because what we know is life doesn't stop. Just because you get sober, it doesn't mean, some of my most difficult moments happened in my 8 years of sobriety. Yeah, sure. And I'm grateful today. Like I have a 6-year-old son. He has never seen me pick up drugs or alcohol. And
that's wonderful.
But, that's not the case for some people. And I think the more tools that you have in that tool belt that you can access, the less likely you are to turn back.
There's one other question I wanted to ask you about. So besides just, providing wellness resources and things like that and working in the community, do you have sort of programs for the people in your referral programs and all that sort of things, referral for either mental health or other sort of medical issues? Or one of the ones I was just going to touch on, Dennis just mentioned it, is employment. So I know there's a lot of employment issues with people in substance recovery.
Yeah. So all of our staff is equipped. We have a whole resource table at our brick and mortar, but all of our staff's equipped to answer a lot of those questions and refer people out for, say that they come in and they're like, I need a PCP. I can't find one. We have a lot of information regarding that. As far as employment opportunities, we provide opportunities for people for employment. Like I mentioned, our staff is in recovery themselves. Yeah. You have to have 6 months of sobriety to start as a peer mentor. And then our goal is to kind of get you on a career path where it could open up to other opportunities depending on your skill set.
Do you help them with job search and things like that? Or do you have resources to do that?
Because we have a lot of connections in the community. People will reach out all the time from other organizations. Hey, we're hiring for this position if you know of anyone. So on our resource board, we're always posting different job opportunities that are available in the community. Our peer wellness coaches are specifically equipped for that. So if they get a client who comes in and they don't have a current job, they do help them. They'll help them with their resume. They'll help them apply. They'll help them with interview questions. So we find that, that's a piece too of the recovery capital is like, how can you get your life back together if you don't have an income?
Right.
Yeah. That makes it really,
it's huge.
So before the show, you mentioned you have a new initiative that you might want to discuss and let people know about.
Absolutely. So it's going to be in a press release in the next couple of weeks, but WellStrong is going to be the sole partner of the Bridge Center, which is Sheriff Donna Buckley's initiative in Barnstable County to provide a centralized resource hub for people to come in and get assessed of what their needs are and meet them where they're at.
Oh, wow. Okay. So how does that work? You'd come into their shop and what would happen?
Yeah. So the Bridge Center is located at what was the original sheriff's home. I think it was built in 1950. And it's about 3 floors, and we're partnering with a bunch of other organizations to provide a variety of different resources for these individuals. And ideally, when the initiative first started, Sheriff Donna Buckley was interested in providing resources to those who were re-entering back into society after being incarcerated, because the goal is to make our community safer. And to do that, we need to equip these individuals so they don't go back out and commit the crimes that they committed before. But a lot of these individuals also suffer from substance use disorder. As we spoke more, we've want it open to allies too. So anybody can just walk in. You don't need an appointment. You'll be greeted by either a Bridge Center staff or a WellStrong staff. And the programming we're going to bring there is our peer wellness coaching program, our peer support navigators, and then we will have a variety of fitness programming and hopefully a gym downstairs.
Oh, in the basement. In there. Okay. So you have a new building.
Correct.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
So this is a big expansion for you.
It's a big expansion. Wow. And we are beyond excited and grateful that we were selected to be a partner with the Bridge Center.
Oh, wow. Okay. So I'm not familiar with the Cape that much. I'm not a Cape person.
You're a wash ashore?
I'm a wash ashore.
No, you don't even live here.
I don't even live here.
So
you don't even live here.
You don't get the title.
I don't even rank to a wash ashore. I'm a blow through or whatever. But it sounds interesting. So this woman, what was her name?
So Sheriff Donna Buckley, she is the sheriff of Barnstable County, and she's done a tremendous job in our jail system, providing them access to different programming that they didn't have before. Okay. And so this is her initiative to provide resources in a centralized area because it's right in, if you know where the probate court is, the district court is, it's right in that plaza. So it's right on 6A. So it's accessible by the bus, easy to get to, and just a way to bring kind of, you might not know this because you're not from the Cape, but we have over 1,000 nonprofits on Cape. And if you are a nonprofit that you might not have access to social media or a website, people might not know that you exist. Yeah. And so the Bridge Center is really to equip people to know that there are more out there, right? And a lot of these nonprofits offer these services for little to no cost. A lot of them are free. So the more that we can equip people, they can be better community members, right? They can then be employable and give back and participate in our communities.
That's impressive that you got selected to be one of their people that actually in their building, working with them.
Agreed.
Wow, that's something
We're very excited.
good. Feather in your cap, I'm sure, as an executive director to help set that up.
It was our founder's dream for us to have a second location.
Oh,
and
great.
So I'm happy that we're
Right.
able to do that.
Is Amy still around? Is she still
yes,
working?
she is.
Yeah.
She's still active. She resigned off our board back in June so that she could live her life as a grandmother now. She has
great.
a grandson, but she's still very active and WellStrong. Her and I meet regularly, and I love her still being a part of, what she created.
Yeah. Nice to still have a hand in running the business.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we're getting towards the end of our show. Thoughts, Dennis?
I'm all done.
You're all done.
I'm all
tapped
done.
Tapped out.
I'm tapped out.
Well, this is great. We love having local charities on. I think this is going to become a regular thing for us. It's just a nice sort of thing to have your community represented on the show every once in a while. And it's a good way to get your name out. Yeah, with all these 1,000 out there, there's so many good ones. And this sounds great. To me, it just sounds like such a no-brainer. I'm surprised there's just not more of it out there. I'm surprised with wellness and recovery aren't linked, at the hip practically. It just seems like such an obvious thing, but it's great that you guys bring it out.
Thank you.
So I hope this helps a little bit. I hope this show gets out there a little bit and people hear it. They know someone or struggling themselves, that then maybe they'd give you guys a call.
Just walk right in.
Walk right in. That's all you have to do. 2 locations now.
Yeah.
Barnstable and Falmouth.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you for being with us, Alicia. We really enjoyed your time here.
Thank you very much. No monkeys were harmed in the making of this podcast.
That's right.
Thanks for having me.
See you later. Bye-bye. Thank you for tuning in to Monkey Business Radio. If you enjoyed today's episode, please make sure to subscribe, like, and follow us wherever you get your podcasts. It really helps us reach more aspiring entrepreneurs like you. And if you got a question or topic you'd like us to cover, leave a comment or reach out to us on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts and keep the conversation going. Don't forget to leave us a 5-star review if you found the episode valuable, and make sure to share it with anyone who might benefit from our tips and stories. We'll see you next time. This podcast is produced by American Gutter Monkeys, LLC. Build real wealth through business ownership. For details, visit us at AmericanGutterMonkeys.com.